filters, sugar, bread, and hair stuff and hair tutorials. And I have never heard of, you use the word test because I probably say it wrong.
Locketician.
Tess and Zippora. Tess just informed us of a phrase that I had never heard of before, guys, and I'm addicted to filters, sugar, bread, and hair stuff and hair tutorials, and I have never heard of, you use the word Tess because I probably say it wrong.
Locketician.
She has a locketician.
Mm-hmm.
Now, those of you that don't know, people that have super coily hair, like many people of color, we have a lot of hair products and a lot of different beauticians out there and a lot of choices, and you're just used to having to go and sit in the chair forever. I personally hate that. And have been very broke most of my life. Happily broke, but pretty broke. So I had to learn how to do my own hair. So most hairstyles that you see is like with the help of a few other people, maybe to cornrow it down, and then I add hair on top of it. But it's usually just me figuring it out with YouTube University.
That's awesome.
But I love the way your hair looks in the background. Could you turn around for us again, please?
Thank you. Sure.
Like this. That is so cool. They're so perfectly sectioned into little diamonds.
Thank you. My original loctician started my locks for me, and the loctician I saw today for the first time, she was saying that she really liked the parts, and whoever started my locks did a good job, and they were really neat. And I usually don't go to anybody else. I do have one other place when I can't go to my loctician if I'm on another side of town, and I may go there and I just allow them to do it, just straight down. I don't allow any styling, but this time I needed something that could stay up and I don't have to worry about anything. But it's a simple style. Doing it straight will wash, shampooing, depending on the loctician, it can take anywhere from an hour and a half to maybe 2.5 hours, but that's for washing, conditioning, and styling, retwisting and styling. So that's not bad. It depends on the type, how your locks, how they have a mind of their own. And some people go and get their locks restyled once they started locking. That's the thing, you don't want to go too soon. But my locks now are locking. They're not fully locked, but they're locking. So
how long have you been doing it?
Since October of last year. October the 24th, I believe, is my lock date. But you can get it restyled. Some people go 4 weeks, some people go 6 weeks, and some people go 8 weeks. It just depends on the person. Like me, I can't go too long because I have to wash my hair. That's one thing with getting locks. You don't wash as often, so that's why it's critical to not put so many products in your hair.
Right, because of the buildup.
Exactly.
Okay.
You want to get products that are easily, like water-based, that can wash out easy, and that's what I do.
Wow. So, I've done faux locks, but I've never gone full on. I don't know. I feel like I might do it one day. But I just need to have lots of versatility in my hair, and I get so bored all the time. Obviously, every time my mom was like, "I was watching your channel, and you have a different style in every show. That's not normal." I'm like, "It's my normal." Calm down, Mom.
But I'm gonna tell you something about locks. In the past, I was like, I could never get. A lot of people, you hear them say dreads or dreadlocks, but a lot of people now, they use the term locks. That's what locticians will tell you. But I was so against it because I was like, I don't want my hair like that, just one way. I'm like you, I want to be versatile with my hair. But one thing about these locks, like I'm just in the beginning stages, and you've seen the different styles that I form. But you can also have it braided down, like how your hair is crochet, and you can do crochet in this. You can do lace front. You can do everything with it. You can also do braids over locks, but you want to go to somebody who's experienced, and when they do the braids over locks, that it's neat. It's so much you can do with it.
You have to go to a loctician for that, not a beautician.
Sometimes, if you're already locked, some beauticians are good at styling you.
Okay.
But in the beginning phases, I would say go to a loctician. So I know I've met people with their locks who do their own locks themselves. They have never allowed anybody to touch them. But for certain styles, of course, you're going to have to go to somebody to get the style you desire if you can't do it yourself. So, but I like it. The journey has been fun and amazing, committed and dedicated, but it's nice. I like it.
I like you said committed and dedicated, because for locks, I think that's another thing that scares me. I have whole commitment issues. Another show. So like, I can't commit to a hairstyle like that. I can't do it. What if I change my mind? But like my mom has always said, like, you could always cut it off and start again. It's not the end of the world. But you do have to kind of commit to the journey, like you said.
Exactly.
But there is, because people are more educated in how to manage them, like many things now, there's a little more versatility within that world. Whereas before, my family that's from Jamaica, you locked your hair, that was the end of the story. You hear me? Your hair locked, it's done. You don't need nothing else, you know? And especially if my grandfather, he didn't like them dirty rastas. He like dirty rasta people. You know, all over the world, they got prejudice. You don't even know Jamaicans against Jamaicans, not into the Rasta man, because they were known for not washing themselves. But what happened is that they try to use everything natural, man, and that doesn't necessarily get all that buildup off. Or especially in a tropical climate, you sweat a lot in your head, and I feel I sweat. So if I do something like that, even when I have my braids, I make sure that I clean my roots with
yes, you can do that too,
astringent, and just do a co-wash for my roots. I'll wet the washcloth and like put the conditioner on that
and clean it.
Clean it. So I think it doesn't necessarily have to be what people thought before, but just in general, education over hair and different hair types has really gone up since Google and YouTube. They're good for something. What are you gonna do?
I agree, because before this, I used to do my own. I've been natural for a long time, probably since I believe 2007. Before that, I was natural, but I went back to the perm. But since 2007, I've been natural. And what I did initially, I would straighten my hair. I would get it pressed, like the silk press. But then I wanted to wear my hair natural in this natural coil. And so I end up cutting, not all at once, but I end up cutting every so many months the hair, so I could end up doing twists and different styles like that. Yes,
little by little by little by little.
Yes.
So I had my TWA afro.
I did it like for 4.5 years, but I wasn't one of those people who just chopped everything off. And one other good thing I love about locks is you can comb them out. You don't have to cut them out or cut your hair out.
No, I did not know that.
A lot of people don't know that. It's a little bit time consuming.
Because it's not like the old Jamaican method, which they locked it with wax. Which is another reason why it tended to trap smells and the dead hair.
Exactly.
Because it was trapped inside, from the roots. And that's what they would do. I've seen them before, like roll it. But there's so many different ways of locks. Now there are locticians. I love that.
Yes, locticians.
I did not know that existed.
In locks.
I want to learn about locks just so I can be called a loctician. Yeah. People probably think you know how to pick locks really good too.
Actually, there are a lot of courses. There are a lot of courses. Some locticians, they will, if you want to learn how to do locks, they offer courses.
That's not a bad idea.
You can do it. It's a lot you can do.
I put my Wonder Woman in the frame because I kind of love her. Kind of love her. She's not.
And I like how you brought out, you said with the wax. That's why it's so important. You can't just go. Some people, they know how to start the locks, but they'll use these heavy products like the beeswax. You're really not supposed to put that in your hair. So
there's so many different types of locks, and I see yours are super smooth too. And that's not the ones I grew up seeing. Once again, with people from Jamaica, that but for them, it's a religious thing.
Right.
That's how that kind of came about in that culture. But for most people that do locks these days, it's just a convenience. It's like something that your hair is just already done. My sister has sister locks, which are also different. They're kind of inside, So it's really something, if you're going to do, you need to get educated on it. Don't just...
Right, you need to research and read up on it. That's what I did for months. And then they do have some people who start out their locks with I think they do the interlocking method. Now, if
Right.
you want to eventually comb your locks out like mine, you don't really want to do that one because I don't know if you'll be able to comb that one out. And then just the process of pulling, it's kind of like almost like crocheting and pulling it through over and over. And then depending on how many you have, it's tedious. But some people have no problem with that. Me, I can't do that. The palm rolling or the 2-strand, you know, that's the way to go. But I started off with palm roll.
Okay.
But I can't, the interlocking is not for
So with
me.
the palm roll, you can comb it out because you don't use wax.
Right. And some people do palm roll and they start off with wax, which is not good. When they wash the hair, the locks are being washed, the wax will not come out. And you'll see all that build up, which is not good. So
yeah,
people really need to educate themselves on products as far as what won't give you so much build up and water base. That's the best for you. Mm-hmm. That's one thing I love about it. Once you get locks, you don't have to do anything. The hair just takes over and it does what it naturally is gonna do, and it grows. You don't have to do anything. And like some people's like, I gotta wash my hair. Wash it, but just be gentle so you won't.
No manipulations. And we talk about that all the time. No manipulation is always a ticket to retaining hair length.
Exactly.
Now, Zipporita, what were you going to share with us today? Are you going to talk about your nighttime routine or your daytime routine?
I can talk about my nighttime routine.
Okay.
Let's go, queen.
Let's go.
So, as far as hair, I'm in the process of going blonde right now. So that's
Oh,
okay.
So you're going blonde gradually. I did notice you talked about that a little bit with spring the other day. Okay. So what is your process? What is your journey looking like?
So usually, like, my hair is weird. It's super, like they say in Spanish, lacio in the front, very straight. And in the back, it's like more chino or it curls up.
That's almost everybody because we're all mixed up. We have different textures all over our head.
Yeah, so it's the little Jamaican in me and my big mezcla, everything. On my head.
There we go. Let's do that Spanglish, girl. We are
Yes.
learning Spanish. Zippora speaks Spanish. I've been speaking Spanish for years and have family from Cuba. And Zipporita, explícanos cómo lo está haciendo este proceso de ¿qué es? Castaño a rubio, right? Brownish to blondish.
No, it's a process to go to an ombre or I always say it wrong, balayage. Entonces, now I'm trying to go from my color all the way down to like very, very blonde. Okay. And so it's a process. So I now have blonde finally in my hair. Just little highlights, like sun-kissed highlights. Which I
did you get those done or did you do them yourself?
Did not do my color myself. I got them done.
That is super risky. I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna say that. I didn't want to say it before you said if you did it yourself or not. I'm like, it's super risky. I did it when I was younger, and I underestimated, once again, the importance of a colorist. Because when I was growing up, I promise I only knew of our like neighborhood beautician. Period. There was nothing else. There weren't all these ists. But like in everything else, when you specialize in something, you're better at it.
Right.
Tell me, how did you find your colorist, and how has she been graduating that hair color for you?
Yeah, so I just went to a colorist here locally. It was my first time to her, but my color expert, my color panel, because I have several friends that are colorists, they're telling me it's a process. So basically my process is going to be to get it really blonde at the ends and naturally have a gradient going up.
Okay.
Going up, and I would think you would be starting from here down. Yeah. But that's not.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Okay, that's what I was like. That's what I would think. I was like, I don't know.
I'll try to get the ends as blonde as possible. So that's the goal, but it's gonna take a couple tries.
Okay.
Right now I'm pretty happy. It's finally blonde, so I'm just been working through as far as on the hair side since transitioning from hair to skin. I've been working this week on doing color, toning it, making sure it's the right blonde that I want. It's still kind of too blonde.
So how do you tone it at home? Like, so that's what you do at home. The colorist put in the color, and you're trying to tone it. How do you do that?
So a lot of good advice I've been learning as I'm going.
Good, share. What has worked and what has not worked so far? if it's not too painful to mention.
Yeah, so the Violet shampoo has worked amazingly. That's kind of a more well-known thing for blonde hair.
Is that the Violet shampoo that Spring put in the chat? Because I can put that up later.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll download it.
It's our local blonde expert. So, toning drops too work. They're toning drops, and they're like an oil. You just rub in your hands, into your hair. That works.